Overwatch League will be kicking things off in spring, and we'll be watching closely to see if the San Francisco Shock can continue their championship run. World of Warcraft esports is back with the Arena World Championship and Mythic Dungeon International already in full swing in Shadowlands. StarCraft 2 and Warcraft 3 esports are going strong with our friends at the ESL Pro Tour. And qualifiers are already underway for the first online stop of the 2021 Hearthstone Masters Tour, with the first event taking place next month. But before we get too far ahead, let's take a look one last time to when times were a little simpler. In the early 1990s, the internet was a baby. CD sales finally eclipsed cassette tapes. A cassette tape that's a rectangle piece of plastic, and there's a tape inside, and music would get recorded on, and sometimes you needed a pencil to wind it and make it tight. I know, it sounds crazy. We were all playing video games, Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis, DOS, or Mac PCs. Personally, was a master in Big Sis, and always had that. So many simple things, simple times. If only we could relive them.
Oh, gross.
The stage is set. The green flag drops. Let the carnage begin.
Wait, what?
Way to wheel.
Lost Vikings, Rock and Roll Racing, and Black Throne. They're really bringing that back?
Let's like it.
Now we're talking.
With rewind saves. Okay.
Crank up the volume.
Well, I guess I have to do this. 4-player split screen. That's awesome.
The Blizzard Arcade Collection, featuring the Lost Vikings, Rock and Roll Racing, and Blackthorn. These are ports of the game.
I'm gonna change my stream just a little bit.
Allowing you to relive the original experience of all three titles in 13 different languages, with a couple of quality of life upgrades. As an example, we include very modern, cutting-edge functionality that wasn't available in the early 90s, both saving and loading of games. And for those of you who purchased any Blizzard Digital Anniversary Bundle via Battle.net, you'll automatically receive the Blizzard Arcade Collection on PC today. Now, ready to hear about some other video games? Let's hear what's next for World of Warcraft.
Hey, that's you.
World of Warcraft?
Oh, I'm delayed because I'm watching Felicia with. You get the arcade collection for free.
Oh, yeah.
Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining us today. No matter where you are, World of Warcraft unites us all. Whether you're exploring the Shadowlands, Classic Azeroth, or another part of the Blizzard universe, I'm glad you could make it, because we've got a lot of good stuff to show you. But first, let's start with some Covenant Pride. Tyrion, take flight. Night Fae, let the hunt begin. Necrolords, to war! Dildo, let's party. The world has thrown a lot
I feel like everything he just said would have been cooler.
And the thing that's really kept
Immersion.
everyone
Yeah.
going on the WoW team has been connecting with all of you.
The bonds we forge with our guilds and family and friends in WoW are powerful and real. As WoW enters its 16th year and Blizzard celebrates its 30th anniversary, we're so grateful to have the most dedicated and friendly communities in gaming. Let's recap the events in
Oh,
Azeroth.
thought he was gonna attack me with
In WoW
fire.
Classic, we fought an endless battle for South Shore and Torren Mill. We banded together to open the gates of Ahn'Qiraj and joined forces to take down Kel'Thuzad in his floating citadel of Naxxramas. In Shadowlands, we helped our covenant recover from the anima drought brought on by Sire Denathrius, master of the Vinthier and traitor to the Pantheon of Death. We survived the halls of Torghast and crafted legendary gear in our efforts to expel Denathrius from his castle lair. But innocent souls are still wrongfully being sent to the mob. They face an eternity of torment, and heroes like Anduin remain chained in its depths. The jailer continues to grow in power. He's preparing to break free from the maw and complete his plan to unmake the entire Warcraft universe. And Sylvanas, you may be wondering what she's been up to all this time. Today, we're excited to unveil our first major content update for Shadowlands, Chains of Domination.
Cutscene? Cinematic.
Hey.
Alright.
Look around you.
What makes you believe you're not just a weapon to achieve his ends?
Enough.
Join our cause, or be made to serve.
Right now, you hold all the power. Make your choice, Sylvanas Windrunner.
Despite all our efforts, the maw continues to grow. What if Denathrius' treachery is irreparable? The Primus is lost, and Bastion cannot save the Shadowlands alone.
None of this should have happened.
Perhaps the Winter Queen could.
My Archon, a living soul, seeks an audience.
A mortal.
A king. By all our measures, one who has spent his life striving for justice. One who would give anything to serve his people. One whose heart is true.
Very well. He may approach. Step forward. My ascended have spoken of you. The king, held captive in the maw.
That prison could not hold me forever.
Why have you come to Bastion?
You have a key that I need.
You will release this soul from your grasp.
No. He is bound to me. Just as you once sought to bind your own brother.
Oh my god.
That is so intense. I know you probably have a lot of questions about what you just saw, and what it means for the next stage of your Shadowlands journey. Later today, my teammates Ian and Jeremy will be telling you more about Chains of Domination in our Shadowlands update. Please check out the World of Warcraft channel to find out more. Next, I'm excited to share our upcoming World of Warcraft charity pet program. We've heard a lot from our community about how much they love these pets and the opportunity to give to a good cause,
Oh my god.
along with
Don't
ideas
do
to
it.
make the program even better. So during this upcoming campaign, you'll be able to donate whatever amount you wish to directly support our chosen charity. Once donations reach our goal, everyone playing World of Warcraft will get a pet for their collection as a thank you, whether you were able to contribute personally or not. And to make this a fun challenge, if we reach a stretch goal, everyone gets a second pet too. And here they are. The first pet is Bananas. Literally. He was originally available to a select few back in Burning Crusade era, so we're excited to give everyone a chance to adopt him.
A select few,
And
wow.
if we reach our stretch goal, you'll also get Daisy the Sloth. She's an all-new pet who'll hang around your neck when you need a hug. Your donations during this campaign will go to support the medical humanitarian organization Doctors Without Borders, also known by their French name, Médecins Sans Frontières, or MSF. They're an
MSF.
amazing group doing important work around the world. We're grateful to have such a generous community, and we hope you'll help support this worthy cause. We'll be sharing the details about the charity pet program on the World of Warcraft website soon. So we've talked quite a bit about Shadowlands. Classic players, now it's your turn. It's my pleasure to hand off to my teammate, Holly Longdale. She's a longtime WoW player, a veteran MMO developer, and she's going to tell us what's in store for WoW Classic.
Ugh. There's nothing new for WoW Classic. It's all rerun.
Hi, everybody. First, I'd like to thank all of you who have ever been part of the WoW community over the years. You know, online worlds like WoW have been a huge part of our lives for decades now. As a dedicated MMO fan and a developer myself, I remember hearing that Blizzard was going to be making their own MMO. And I thought, well, I guess I'll check out that beta. And sure, we all call the game WoW. But really, wow. I could not believe I got bit by the MMO bug again. I was so excited to be able to make a Night Elf Hunter and be like that famous Dark Elf Ranger from the books that I loved. I have to tell you, Azeroth was, and still is, a place I love to live. Since last year, I've had the great honor to work alongside the WoW Classic team to bring these nostalgic experiences back to life for longtime fans and a whole new generation of players. As a fan myself, I've had so much fun in WoW. From the simple things like drive-by buffing or making friends on that long haul from Teldrassil to Ironforge, all the way to the absolutely staggering, like when I jumped blindly through the dark portal and was running through Hellfire Peninsula, heard this terrifying noise, and then saw the Fell Reaver. Biggest roamer I had ever seen, and I was very glad I had feigned death in that moment. And that's the thing about WoW. These stories and experiences we all share keep us coming back time after time. With that said, I'm super excited to be able to share with you where our adventures are taking us next.
Okay. Is this Burning Crusade? That's the portal for the next classic adventure.
You dare enter my realm.
Yep, BC is coming. Beyond the Dark Portal. BC is when I started, so for me that's actually nostalgic.
Your foolishness has brought you to this end. Take my blood and choke on it.
Death to the outsiders.
I'll turn your world upside down.
You are not prepared.
2021. That's interesting to me, actually.
Brings back so many memories, right? Like
I wonder if that's the same trailer that they released way back when.
or being awestruck.
No, it wouldn't be because
alive in Netherstorm.
Charism was
The Draenei
in one of the
Exodus.
patches,
The Blood Elves in Silvermoon. I love playing them both.
as was
Do you
Illidan,
choose
not
to
Illidan,
enlist the Aldor or the Scryers in your
Sunstrider.
quest to fight the Legion?
Hmm.
And of course, we can't forget gathering all your friends to fight Illidan at the top of the Black Temple. I can't wait to
forget
relive
that.
it all
Ooh.
with you. Since the team first set out on their own
I'm streaming the
quest to
BlizzCon
bring
if you want to see it.
original WoW back to life,
Yeah, I know,
we
I'm
have
watching
learned
it.
a ton about what players are expecting from this kind of experience. We've also
Wait,
learned
oh snap,
when to
I
keep
do have a
things
panel.
just a
The
stay
same
where we
panel
are.
as StarCraft.
And
Not really.
all might be open to some changes. We're bringing all these lessons
Like they
Well,
just lumped us in, but there's no actual
with
like
our primary
thing
goal
for it.
to bring back the same feeling you had
So far, the only
when you
announcement that you
first
missed
discovered
out
Neverwinter,
was
or
they're
when you
bringing
were
back classic
very
Blizzard
deep in the
games,
paths
like
of
the
Valhalla.
actual Lost Vikings game and stuff.
Of course, we can't get this right without you, our incredible community. Soon, you'll be able to revisit
There was a
Outland
really cool
yourself
cutscene for
when play
Warcraft.
starts and tell us what you think. Later, all WoW
where do I go to
Classic
watch it?
players are going to
Live.
be presented with a meaningful
BlizzCon.com.
choice for each one of your beloved characters.
Uh huh.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to move on into Burning Crusade Classic? Or do you want to stay in the original Classic era forever? Whatever you decide, you can do it all with your one WoW subscription. Now, I know I've thrown a lot at you, but don't worry. We'll be getting into the details in our panel later today. So stick with us. We'll make sure
So when they do the expansion
are
for
prepared.
Classic, you don't have to go there. You
New
can
Year
stay
is
in
coming up
Classic.
in Hearthstone.
Yep.
Hmm. Oh, Hearthstone update.
Greetings. We're truly excited to share with you everything that's coming to Hearthstone this year. But first, let's take a quick look back at the year of the Phoenix. We had
Oh,
our
Year of the Phoenix
first
was
new
so
boss,
good.
the Demon Hunter, and ventured into the ruthless Outlands.
I love that
Then
expansion.
we went to Skullman's Academy and got to explore dual-class cards and their powerful synergies. And with our third expansion of the year, we brought you Hearthstone's biggest update ever, alongside the menacing old gods in Madness at the Dark Moon Fair. We launched a brand new game mode, Duels, that saw more than 10 million matches on its first day. We also introduced our long-awaited achievement system and made a significant overhaul to the rewards and progression within the game. Now, it's time to say farewell to the Year of the Phoenix and see what's in store for Hearthstone this year. Welcome to the Year of the Griffin. Over the last couple of years, we've made big changes to Hearthstone. Throughout the Year of the Griffin, we want to keep delivering fun, new experiences and make sure that the tens of millions of you playing Hearthstone are always excited to to log in. First up, we'll be giving the standard format its biggest shake-up ever.
What?
With the launch of the core set later this year. The core set replaces the old basic and classic sets with a collection of 235 cards made up of some of the best from throughout the years, as well as 29 awesome brand new cards. And the
Okay.
best thing about the core set is that it's entirely free.
Oh.
There's never been a better time to get into Hearthstone. Here are
There's
three of
never
Hearthstone's
been.
legendary
Well,
drops.
that's time to play Hearthstone.
Right?
So more
And
up-to-date and competitive for modern day Hearthstone.
they won't take my money though.
Ysera the Dreamer. You'll finally receive her full arsenal of dream cards.
Dang!
Your opponents. Malygos the Spellweaver. He'll fill your hand with spells.
Okay, that's
He's a
no.
powerful late game player, worthy of the aspect of magic. And finally, everyone's favorite
Deathwing.
Black Dragon.
Yep. Destroy all the minions.
He's
Discard a
still
player
as
for each.
ever, but timed correctly, he won't leave you empty-handed. We'll also be launching a brand new format, Classic, where you can play Hearthstone as it was when it first launched.
Oh, nice.
The Classic format
I'll play that.
is fully supported, complete with ranks and rewards using Hearthstone's original set of cards. So, if you want to relive the old school experience, then Classic is the place for you.
That's what Alicia was says. You know, I played with the first expansions,
Let's take a look
but I don't want to have to grind all over again to play.
of the year.
She's like, oh, I can play that when they announced the classic.
Yeah.
For a hero of the Horde, all roads lead to the crossroads.
Baron chat.
You have come for adventure, but the Barons wants to break you. Your axe must be sharp.
No power.
Your wits must be keen. And your heart
I love the Horde.
I know, right?
So much personality.
At the Crossroads is such an amazing, special place. You have no idea. That's a big Void Walker.
New character for
Forged in the
Horde?
Barrens, yes.
That's right.
All right, we're back in Hearthstone.
The Barons.
I love the Barrens.
Face to face with the heroes they've inhabited. Starting with one of the Horde's most iconic and well-known characters. A fierce loyalist, one-time war chief that embodies the honor, loyalty, and spirituality of the Horde. Shadowhunter Vol'jin. Shadowhunter Vol'jin is a neutral legendary that allows you to either bolster your own board or weaken that of your opponents.
Oh, that's cool.
And to celebrate the announcement, Forged in the Barrens, this card is available for free for everyone.
Oh, nice.
So log into Hearthstone and claim your free copy of Shadowhunter Vol'jin. And as a bonus, we're also giving away the brand new 30 years of Blizzard card belt. Next, we have another hero of the Horde.
I like that.
Making his first appearance in Hearthstone. The legendary blade
Samuro.
Samuro, featuring the new keyword Frenzy.
Frenzy.
Activates the first time a minion takes damage and survives. In Samuro's case, this can be used to clear your opponent's board. Heroes of the Horde, like Samuro, are famous for their combat prowess. But others, like Thrall, are known for their powerful elemental magic. Take a look at this new shot.
Rank 1.
Chain Lightning. Chain Lightning is a spell in a new cycle of cards that rank up and become more powerful when you have 5 and 10 mana. Ensuring
So Druids are gonna love this.
every stage in the game. You'll also notice that they're categorized as nature with Forwards in the Barrens, we'll be permanently introducing spell schools across the entire
What?
game, which enables a whole host of exciting new strategies. And don't worry, members of the Alliance will be featuring some of your most beloved heroes and locales later this year.
Oh, is it a Lions expansion too?
What I
Ugh.
love most about the Warcraft universe is its amazing characters. And our final announcement is our most ambitious addition to Hearthstone yet. It introduces a brand new way to play with your favorite heroes. Hearthstone Mercenaries. Mercenaries features strategic RPG gameplay, where you build teams consisting of some of the most iconic heroes and villains from the Warcraft universe, including timeless characters like the infamous Sylvanas Windrunner, and Ragnaros, the elemental lord of fire. You can also expect to see some of Hearthstone's fan favorites, like the unstoppable Devil Sword, King Crush, and the ever-growing Gruul the Dragon Slayer. You'll lead them in battle through highly replayable roguelike missions, where the map is randomly generated every time you play.
What?
Each node represents a unique challenge for your team to take on. Your heroes gain levels, new abilities, equipment, and can even evolve into more powerful versions of themselves. We're thrilled to finally show you Hearthstone Mercenaries.
That sounds really fun.
To launch later this year, and we'll have more to share with you down the road. Everything you've seen today is just a taste of what's coming in the Year of the Griffin. So don't forget to tune in to our deep dive panel after the opening ceremony, where we'll share more details on the core set, the new classic format, Forged in the Barrens, and our plans for Battlegrounds and Duels, as well as our upcoming single-player content. I want to thank the team for their amazing work, and on behalf of all of us at Hearthstone, we want to thank the many millions of you who play our game. Your dedication and support is what drives us to make awesome updates and pursue ambitious and fun ideas. We can't wait to kick off the Year of the Griffin with all of you, and we hope to see you in the game soon. Next up, you get an update on all things Diablo.
Uh-oh. Something I actually care about.
Right.
Hey everyone, thank you very much for joining us. I am
Diablo
so
2
excited
remaster.
to kick off the Diablo segment of our show, and I am honored to be here on behalf of all of our Diablo teams to share the news and updates we have in store for you today. We've got a lot of Diablo to cover, and I hope you'll agree with me that it's a great time to be a member of this community. Alright, let's kick things off with Diablo 4. We first shared our game with you during Blizzcon of 2019, and we've been truly humbled by your response.
Humble is the word for it.
Kept in touch through quarterly updates, and sincerely appreciate the thoughts
I want Immortal!
and feedback you've provided as we unveil more and more of the game and share in its development.
Druids, OP.
After all,
Right, I can't wait.
Diablo belongs to you as much as it belongs
You can't
to
play
us.
Druid too. I'm Druid.
Fine.
Most recently, we teased an update to our campfire screen. And savvy fans, of course, understood that we meant more than just the character lighting and fire visual effects. That's right. Today, we're happy to announce a brave new soul joining the barbarian, the sorcerer, and the druid on this dangerous
A new
journey back to
hero.
Sanctuary. A class is one of the most exciting things you can announce in
Necromancer?
No.
This one is especially exciting to me, as it's a re-envisioning of one of the first classes to ever appear in the series. Let's have a look.
Oh, it's the thing with the lightning bolts. What's your face? Cassia.
I was gonna say, oh, let me turn this up. I forgot it. Oh, I gotta turn up the stream volume.
Pray with me. May Akarat guide and protect me.
May Akarat guide and protect me.
May he shepherd my
shepherd my soul. Demon Hunter.
I was a thief who stole from those more fortunate. I strayed from your light and found my trade in the shadows.
Is it?
Murder. I say, job well done.
Looks like a straight up rogue. Yeah, you can have Druid, alright?
Yeah. I call this one Druid.
I am a thief, a heretic, a murderer, father. Will Akarat save me?
You mock our light. But those monsters were a scourge upon my folk. And you were the answer to their prayers.
Then we are settled, and you owe me.
The name you see is. Thank the heavens for you.
Heavens, I assure you, Father, the heavens didn't send me.
It's a rogue. It's a straight up rogue. We're pandering to the Assassin's Creed people?
Yeah, this game is sexy,
I want to be a rogue.
Ooh. This movement.
Oh.
Ooh.
So cool.
Rogue don't look like a rogue in this game.
Wow. I like this church cinematic too.
Yeah.
Is that a bunch of ears? Yeah.
Probably, yeah.
Ugh.
Ew.
Wow.
The sound of that ear getting pierced by the hook is so brutal. It's gonna haunt me for a long time. I'm a huge fan of the Rogue ever since the original Diablo. Even seeing them come back as NPCs and mercenaries in Diablo 2's Rogue encampment served as a great bridge between the games. With the setting of Diablo 4 being a larger world than we've ever played in before, we're
Really?
excited to show you not just
Yeah,
what the
it's open
successors
world,
to the original
massive
Rogues in the
multiplayer.
series have
I didn't know that either.
to follow their order, but also what some of the other rogues in the world of Sanctuary might look like. The mantra for Diablo 4 has been customization first, and the Rogue takes us to a whole new level. From the beginning, the Rogue has been an incredibly flexible class, able to adapt to any situation. Our goal is to let you create the kind of rogue that you want to play. Whether it's an unrivaled archer, modeled after the original Sisterhood, or a cloak and dagger rogue from the darkest alleys of Chaldea. In Diablo 4, you will have the freedom to create the rogue that you imagine by customizing the looks, the background, and the playstyle of your character. Please stick around for our segment later today, where I'll be joined
Yeah.
by other members of the Diablo 4
I caught that too.
to share a closer look at the rogue class, as well as some of the open world gameplay that we're bringing to the game. Spoilers, those severed ears are not just for show.
Okay.
Diablo 4 is
Hey, let's go.
If you're looking for an authentic Diablo experience on
Yes.
mobile,
Yes.
we've got you covered.
Good.
Diablo Immortal has everything you'd expect from a AAA action RPG. From the visceral
Including
combat and
microtransactions.
epic loot to an all-new story,
Microtransactions?
bridging the gap between the events of Diablo 2 and Diablo 3. Later today, you can join the Immortal team, where they'll talk about some of the things they've learned from their recent alpha test and what's next for the game. But that's still not all. We have one last bit of very exciting Diablo news to cover.
What?
New hero?
When you hear us talk about
Heroes
the
this month?
classes, the items, or the stories of the early Diablo games, you may have picked up on the absolute reverent tone we reserve for that golden era of Diablo.
Oh, it's a classic thing again.
Maybe you share that love of the classics, and just hearing us
Oh,
talk
come
about
on.
them makes you want to take on Mephisto or Bale one more time.
I told you.
Maybe even for the first time.
Classic everything.
After all, some of
Yeah.
our favorite moments happened a long time ago, and not just in Sanctuary years. If so, we have a special surprise for you today.
I'm not
Let's
surprised.
check it out.
Yeah.
I wonder what it could
Literally said
be.
at the start of this entire thing. Diablo 2 remastered? Or is it Diablo 1? I don't even know if those games got remastered already.
No.
They're both getting remastered.
This is one, right? Oh no, it's two.
Oh my god. It's Diablo 2!
20 years ago. Good lord.
Oh my god. I literally was playing through Diablo 2 recently too.
Why?
Why? Because
it's amazing.
why not? Yeah, it's like ooh, the lighting though. Well, we're playing Diablo 2, guys.
So I know 4 just came out, but we're stuck in 2? God, the differences between 2 and 3.
On PC.
And consoles?
And consoles.
With...
And cross progression?
Alright. I didn't think I was gonna like this.
Oh, look at Mephisto slapping people. I guess I gotta make another druid. Again.
Hogs all of the druids.
Yep. Okay, 2021.
Yeah.
After more than 20 years,
Like, why don't they just announce it in 2021 then? Like, come on.
once again, we travel.
Then again, last year they announced Diablo 4 and Immortal, and we're still
Diablo 2
waiting.
is a landmark game for Blizzard. Diablo 2 Resurrected is a full HD remaster of both the original game and the expansion, Lord of Destruction. It takes the 2D sprite-based classic that we love and brings it into the present in 3D, utilizing up-to-date graphical rendering and lighting technologies. It also includes modernizing all 27 minutes of cinematics, recreated shot for shot, with the explicit intention of preserving both the look and the pacing of the original movies. Blizzard has a long
Okay, that's
history
cool.
of games we're proud of. And when we think about Diablo 2,
Please?
we think
Anything
of it
hots?
as a
Yeah,
definitive
anything, like, literally just whisper HOTS and I'll be excited.
It's funny to think that some of you weren't even born when D2 was released, which makes it all the more important that we deliver an authentic experience wherever you play. We
I want that
want
shirt.
everyone to relive their memories or experience the game for the very first time on their
That is a
platform.
nice shirt, though. I like it.
And so we're excited to bring Diablo 2 Resurrected to PC and console, along with cross progression. And for those of you who are in love with the original, and you just wish it worked more seamlessly on modern computers, you can bring back all of that nostalgia exactly as you remember it, and enjoy the game in its original
D4, much like we did with StarCraft Remastered.
Mm.
Obviously, there's a
Wow.
lot to talk about. Later today, Diablo speedrunner Mr. Llama will host a roundtable with members of the
Mr.
development
Llama.
team on the dedicated Diablo channel.
Just hearing
If
somebody
you
say
are a
that,
Diablo
like,
2 fan,
Yeah, with a straight face.
okay.
You can't, like, announce someone named Mr. Llama with a straight face.
Burning Crusade Classic to the Blizzard Arcade
Well,
Collection.
let me go uninstall Diablo 2 right now.
It's pretty much.
And while we have teams dedicated to
I literally, it's right on my home screen too. That's,
actually,
I don't know if that sucks or not. I don't really get far in anyway.
far more people are working on the future.
Hots.
And in
Hots.
addition to what we'll be talking about during the show, we
Hots.
can't wait to tell you even more
Hots.
We did all the big titles already, right?
over the course of this year and beyond. If you had asked us 30 years ago what the world would look like today, none of us
Dang,
could have
Eric
predicted
out here
the
looking
current
savage.
Blizzard lineup of
Right?
games. The advances
Oh, we
in
haven't done Overwatch
technology
yet.
are That's really what those
Sorry.
advances have enabled that's even more incredible. If you think about the people who play games and the communities that have grown up around them, the way people can connect instantly, no matter where they are in the world, the way people are increasingly able to express their identity and celebrate
I want to go to a BlizzCon so badly.
through their favorite games, communities,
Ah!
platforms.
I just saw the Hammond.
Things like streaming,
Oh, yeah.
cosplay, and esports.
Oh god, the
It
big
would have been hard to
Genji.
imagine any
Mm.
of that 30 years ago. And at Blizzard, that is what excites us about the next 30 years. There is so much that we're working on. And some of it you already know about. The rest,
Hots.
we look forward to talking to you about.
They're just gonna announce Overwatch stuff and then be done.
Yeah, that's exactly what's gonna happen. Well, time to wrap it up, guys.
Diablo, StarCraft, Heroes of the Storm, Overwatch.
Oh, shit! They mentioned it!
Expansive, full of potential. We are
What?
building iterative
Oh my god,
experiences that you've come to expect from us.
They said the name?
Also
they said it. Something's happening. Oh my god.
We
Wait,
stay
gotta go
tuned.
to Instagram. Gotta go to Instagram.
more places into
They mentioned it.
and we aspire to continue to lead on
Oh
priorities.
my god. That was like the biggest announcement ever for Huts.
A developer used the word HOTS.
It's still
Yeah.
mentioned. It's still mentioned.
Game not dead.
Not dead.
We got a bleep on the pulse.
Achievement that we all felt when we first defeated the Lich King. We Diablo on hardcore. Because when we geek out on those experiences with others, we can't help but see the similarities between them. Feel what's possible when we play together. Of course, there are new Blizzard worlds that we haven't visited quite yet. And when we do
Huh?
finally unveil those games and experiences,
Ooh.
our hope is that you will see in them what we do. That no
Like,
matter who
new
you are
IPs?
or where you're from,
Sounds like it.
they are spaces where you can create new stories, forge new friendships, and make memories worthy of lasting a lifetime. And through it all, our mission statement of being dedicated to creating the most epic entertainment experiences ever, along with our core values, led by gameplay first, will continue to guide our way. So on behalf of everyone at Blizzard, thank you for being on this journey. For me personally, it is the honor of my professional life to serve you, and the honor of all of us at Blizzard to be the caretakers of
Wait, Carbot's already about to start?
We
Yeah.
are so excited.
The only Heroes of the Storm panel.
Next year and the next 30 years. Now, what's coming next for the show? Well, it depends on where you watch. For those of you looking for an update on Overwatch, check out the behind-the-scenes look into the development of Overwatch 2 over on their dedicated
I
channel.
kinda wanna see that
Right after
too.
the conclusion.
Let's see where we go.
There, you'll hear about Overwatch 2, new content,
That's probably what I'll put up next.
including new maps, hero missions, talent trees, and more of what we think will make Overwatch Overwatch 2, a unique gameplay experience. For World of Warcraft, Diablo, and Hearthstone, you'll get a closer look on their respective
Didn't say Heroes of the Storm.
and on the dedicated strategy channel, some
Oh,
StarCraft
oh.
legends
Huh?
will be going head-to-head in epic
Uh-huh.
competition.
Uh,
Once again,
oh.
welcome to Blizzcon Live.
Oh no! They just blue balled Heroes of the Storm.
Before we kick things off, here's a little
Heroes of the
something
Storm?
from previous.
He's a hero for heroes. Like, before we end new map for heroes, like, come on.
Hey, thanks for having us. We're Metallica. Thanks for having us at BlizzCon 2014.
You are old, man.
We'd love to be there this year, but obviously can't be.
Oh
So
god.
here we are, and this is for you.
Okay, well, let's see. This is until 5 o'clock my time right now. It's 4 minutes this starts. In 9 minutes, WoW starts. 35 is Diablo. Overwatch isn't until 6.
Have they not learned that people do not care about this?
I don't know.
At least I'm gonna stop watching this video and get ready to hop over to the Carbot thing.
It's on the same channel.
How do they mention, like...
Carbot starts right after this. In the same spot.
in 10 minutes?
Yeah.
That's
It's just from 5 to 5:05, like
Yeah.
a 30th anniversary cartoon. So a cartoon to commemorate 30 years. Okay, I guess I'll watch that.
Let me go on Reddit real quick. I really want to see like what everybody's reaction was to Hot. That was.
It was so small. I don't know if anybody will like be there. How do they like not even? Why? I feel like it's the Lost Vikings. In fact, no. You can officially say Lost Vikings got more coverage than Heroes of the Storm. I'm posting that on my page.
No.
Does anybody even care about this song? Like. Yes, sir. Dang! Yeah. Somebody said our only slice of BlizzCon has been cut down to 5 minutes. Dang. Yeah, they announced something during that though. Oh yeah, I forgot. The rest of the panel is tomorrow. For Carbot. I think. Can they hurry up and finish this? Dang.
They could hurry up and finish it.
Our guys can go. They don't go.
I'm putting it in this Discord here.
Hmm?
I'm posting to the Discord chat.
Oh no.
I spelled it wrong, and that's okay.
BlizzCon had more updates. Ooh.
Alright.
Carbot?
Yep, Carbot.
For 5 minutes?
Rock and Roll Racing and Vikings getting more coverage once again.
Yep.
Did Eric just fall out of the car?
Yes, he did.
Rock and Roll Racing is also coming back.
Oh my god. Yeah, oh my god.
Wow.
Yeah, I like this. This makes me...
But WoW expansion? We got more races? Oh, it's just Warcraft 2. We're not even to WoW yet. He's gonna do every game in one video. My god, the bad man. Oh, we left the Burning Crusade. Or we left, yeah, now we're in the Wrath of the Lich King. Oh, we're into the Cataclysm expansion. Should we miss the Pandaria next? Oh, but before that happened, StarCraft 2 came out. Oh, StarCraft 2 is so good.
Oh my god, go past
Then Diablo 3. Oh!
Yeah.
Strange.
Oh, River of Salt expansion? Hearthstone came out?
Greetings to you. Seems you're ready for the real thing.
Heroes of the Storm.
Heroes of the Storm. That wasn't the right order though, but close enough. Immediately overshadowed by Overwatch.
Yeah.
They're way cooler.
Oh my god.
This is a burn? Oh, they literally... Okay. That hurt.
Oh no.
That hurt. Oh, that hurt. Why you had to do us like that, Carbot?
Dang.
Why couldn't that been instead of a commercial for that? By the way, a new map. Alright, we're gonna just not be here for this Warcraft stuff. Oh, but we ain't got nowhere to go until 5:35. Yeah, it just all plays in order.
I'd like to start with some introductions with these fine gentlemen with me and myself. I'm Holly Longdale. I'm the principal producer for WoW Classic. A little bit about my background. I spent 13 years working on EverQuest. I started as a game designer and eventually became the head of the studio for the EverQuest franchise.
I'm so
that
sad.
said, I've always been a WoW player since beta. So this is obviously a dream come true for me, and I'm thrilled to be here with you.
I'm Patrick Dawson. I'm the production director for World of Warcraft. I've been at Blizzard for 15 years now, and have been on WoW for most of that time. Avid WoW player myself, and really excited to open up that dark portal again as we all step through it.
And my name's Brian Burming. We've been sharing updates with you guys through our blog, whether it's items, skills.
Everything. That's right. We have a lot of great plays.
So here's some StarCraft Legends crap.
A lot of our matches are going to be a little bit more casual. Of course, 2v2 especially in StarCraft 1 was
Overwatch.
PvE, I see Overwatch 2 as the Overwatch for all of my friends.
Troy, you want to watch Diablo or Overwatch?
Story and franchise development does with the animated shorts. We really wanted to bring that cinematic experience into the game.
You invest in your heroes and grow them over time.
Yeah,
I'm super geeked out about
Do you want to watch Overwatch stuff or
Can't
Diablo
wait to be able
stuff?
to play this game. It just gets better and better.
There are some things that we just
Huh?
can't do without a sequel.
Well, because they're doing you Overwatch stuff here, but then they're also doing Diablo stuff here.
This is Overwatch. I'm more interested in Overwatch.
Alright. PvP, new maps.
Players at home, they want to see one of the new maps that we've never talked about before.
Really? I can just talk about anything that I want to.
Yes.
You're serving this up to the guy that is like unintentionally leaked information in task interviews.
You can do it officially now.
Okay, so one of the maps that I'm most excited for in Overwatch 2 is our Rome map.
Oh, Rome. Okay.
We always want Overwatch to feel like this globe-trotting adventure for our players. So we're having a lot of fun coming up with the Overwatch version of Rome.
We wanted a very romantic, sort of this powerful feeling of old world architecture.
Oh, thanks.
One of the most exciting things for me is
Hey,
the
Chip.
early building of these maps, where we get to sit down together with key people from the environment team, level designers, effects groups. We'll spend some time talking about moments in the game that we really want to see, like the Colosseum or a grand view of the hills of Rome in the backdrop. And then we'll go back and do a paint over, or we'll do a concept painting of certain things based on that.
We try to draw inspiration from as many different sources as possible. For example, one of our environment artists had just taken a trip to Rome, and he returned with thousands of pictures and was so excited to work on a map set in Italy.
There's a lot of ancient architecture in Rome that represents the empire that it used to be. So we brought some of that back. Some of the things that are destroyed in real life, we kind of rebuilt in a kind of an Overwatch.
It's one of the most beautiful.
What did you say? I can barely hear you, man. Troy, yeah, speak up.
For the entire game, and it just absolutely took my breath away.
Dang, that map do look pretty nice.
Yes, Scott. Scott, why don't you have the honor? Why don't
Oh
you
my
reveal,
god, that
like,
lady
is
in the
there an
bottom left
artifact?
corner.
Like, let's pick an artifact.
The double chin is
I know what
rare.
map I want to talk about. It's the one that I just get super excited about. New York City.
New York.
New York City.
New York.
Is just an amazing Overwatch location.
To make it as authentic as possible while still putting this Overwatch spin on it.
There's a lot of amazing buildings and architecture pieces that just, especially for artists, stands out a lot. And they usually use this kind of Art Deco style from the 1920s, 1950s.
we started in an area that's a little
Oh,
bit like the
snap.
village. There's some smaller shops there. There's
Murky's
a fire
Bar.
station, little pizza places, and things that people that are familiar with New York City will
Murky's
either
Bar.
recognize or maybe see the reference that we're trying to make with some of our different locations. It feels
Okay.
like something you haven't seen in other games before because it's uniquely Overwatch.
What? It looked like Bioshock to me.
Well, we should move on. Otherwise, we just have to reveal more maps. So, we were talking about
Hero.
PvP. And, you know, one thing that I think is really interesting about PvP in Overwatch 2 is some of the philosophical changes we're making to the approach.
PvP feels different and new. We're upgrading our combat feel. The roles are playing differently. When it comes to all new maps, it's a pretty big departure from where we are on live right now. So
Wow.
I can't wait to see what
These are big statements.
by the time we launch this thing.
That looks
We're
like
also
the same.
experimenting with an idea we call role passes, which are passive abilities that a hero can have based on what role they are. For example, currently in our internal builds, the tank heroes all have knockback reduction against them, and they also generate less ultimate charge for enemies that are shooting at them. Damage dealing heroes have a movement speed bonus, which is great for flanking around the map, and healing heroes, support heroes have automatic healing that kicks in after they haven't taken damage for a while, very similar to Mercy's passive, but a little bit of a lower rate.
Ooh.
One of the more shocking changes that we've been exploring in Overwatch 2 PvP is a change to the tank role entirely. That's applied to all of the tanks. We want to try to make them
It looks a
more
bit weird to
toe-to-toe
me.
brawlers and less characters that just stand back and protect other people.
So, for example, for Reinhardt, we've given him 2 charges of Fire Strike, so we can throw Fire
Oh,
Strikes
God.
Wow.
more often. Also, his charge, he's able to cancel it now, and you can
Oh, God.
so you can, not quite turn a corner, but you can definitely more accurately pin targets. And because you can cancel it, it allows you to use it much more aggressively and, really go after those key targets.
Okay, so it is pretty different.
Sacrifice, all of your positioning and everything.
That was clean.
Full arsenal more often than just being the guy with a shield.
The changes to Reinhardt that we're trying, and they might not shift, that's just the reality, but the changes
Oh my,
that we're
double
trying
flame
right
strike.
now
Dude, those do
are
100
trying
each.
to
The
embrace more of
charge.
that instinct that players have when they want to play a big burly character that looks aggressive and feels like it should be aggressive.
Oh god, Nano Reinhardt is going to be even more scarier. Like,
We don't know how Nano works. We don't know nothing.
Shortly after BlizzCon, we spun up this group, our combat field group, to really just work on what happens when a player holds the trigger.
We're putting a ton of effort into looking at all of our characters and trying to give them even a more visceral weapon feel.
From sound to VFX to animation to the design of these units, all new sounds for a lot of our weapons in the game, and a whole new sound system that's driving it. And we didn't just level up a unit, we leveled up the rest of the game.
What is that?
That's Soldier?
When we first started working on Overwatch,
No.
That's Soldier.
we
What
spent
the?
time working on
No, that's a new character, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's a new character.
make it feel really awesome. We're revisiting pretty much everything. Nothing's off the table, so we're looking at
Yeah, I was about to say that.
small things such as
It looks like Soldier's gun, but the portrait.
Yeah, I'm gonna be willing to pause and play if you are, but I'm keeping it live.
That's Soldier.
That
Yeah,
is.
that's a new person.
I'm gonna be ready to pause next time something happens.
Overwatch 2 is what we're calling our Weapon 2.0 Sound Pass. What this is a big overhaul to the weapon systems in game. That means the way the gun feels in your hands. You can feel the ammo running out as you're getting lower on the clip. We really tried to
You can hear it.
amplify those sounds
Yeah.
to better encapsulate the gameplay and the gunplay that comes with Overwatch 2. Another key to the weapons was getting them to feel like they're in the environment. This meant working with convolution reverb. It's a new system that we've implemented into Overwatch. It's a way that we can capture the acoustics of an environment and transport it.
It's like if you're in a tunnel, it'll
So we
echo.
went and captured tales of guns in different
That's what it
environments
seems like.
through our weapon shoots.
Blizzard things.
Blizzard goes hard. All of this is the name of video games.
And then we've cut them and applied it so that we can support a lot more environments. Now we're sporting
Out in the open.
outdoor, urban outdoor, warehouse tales, tight
Ooh.
tunnels, small rooms, and it gives a lot
That's
more presence
amazing.
to the weapons and the way that they
Yo.
react in the world.
Blizzard, man.
has evolved a
Who
lot
thought
since
who thought of that
2020.
detail, you know?
On top of that, I think we really want to push the visceral
Call of
nature
Duty.
of how we do combat.
I guess.
So we focused a lot, not just on
It's like I
the
noticed
wonderful
it
sound
in
effects,
Call of
but
Duty Modern
also
Warfare.
with how the gun moves as you shoot. So you really feel every single shot leaving the chamber. And there's a lot of subtle little tweaks we have.
Oh, what the hell is that? When they do the Reaper's boost?
Really visceral. Everything from making sure
Okay.
that
What the hell is this? I can't read that name. Can I close
Oh
this?
no!
Something Jordan? That's a black guy with blonde, like, oh, what are these powers?
Look at that ult. Suspicious.
Don't be
Hey,
suspicious, don't be
the
suspicious.
camera shakes are crisp, making sure that if you get shot, you know exactly these tight indicators.
They changed
show up on
Reaper.
the
It's
outside
no
of the
longer
wall.
boost. It's
All
like
these things play into
boost
making
with a
sure that the
suppressor
game
on.
not just tight and responsive, but also modern and up to date.
Hey,
K76, for example,
Literally
what we did in
unplayable.
Overwatch 2 with
Yeah.
this weapon was make it really feel incredibly powerful, and that happens with a bunch of different elements that mix together. But it really feels like the gun is almost just outside of your control. A lot of that comes down to this camera shake technology, where every time you fire the weapon, you want to feel like it's running through your entire body.
Wow, that's a lot of camera shake.
Every single shot.
I like it.
It makes him feel really great.
You guys got a sneak peek of Sojourn from last BlizzCon?
No, I
She's
didn't.
been under development for quite a while, and she's actually quickly at this point become a lot of people's favorites in-house. When we look back at Overwatch when it was originally created, there was a lot of
Can we
heroes
see, like, some abilities?
gameplay standpoint kind of
Jeez.
surrounding a weapon type. For example, Farah was based on a rocket launcher hero.
Ooh, that new sound effect.
Kind of sniper. We thought there was a weapon that was kind of
I like the
missing
Widow
that
new
would be a
sound
lot of fun to
effect.
play with, and that's a railgun. It's so much fun in playtest to have this.
It's a railgun?
shot
Mhm.
and
It looks like one.
through enemies if you really are accurate with it. She's
Oh
all about that
my
aim skill.
God.
So if you got that aim skill, you'll love her.
We're still exploring new game modes, and we're also reevaluating older game modes that people are more critical of. You know, we're of the mindset maybe 2CP doesn't exist in Overwatch 2, and
Is that lady gonna say anything?
a new cool game mode that
I feel like she's just watching like us.
we really want Overwatch 2 to
Hmm?
feel like the next evolution.
That bottom left lady, is she gonna
a
say
true
anything?
sequel to the first game, not an add-on.
She looks like she's just watching the stream.
It's not an extension.
She hasn't said.
of the
All she did
original
was
game.
just laugh.
This is an evolution and a replacement
We've said more than
to
her.
the original game, and I think it's exciting.
That double chin.
Hero
Gets
missions
me every
are
time.
probably one of the things that's the hardest to wrap your head around if you've never
Payday?
played one of them.
You and your buddies against all the robots, I'm down.
Is for these to be this co-op PvE experience.
I personally only play competitive mode. Like, I'm all about that competition. And I have friends that they don't want to do that at all. So I'm really looking forward
I'm wearing the same
to
shirt.
I can play
Let's go.
hours and hours with my friends who aren't in competitive, and it's also something that I'm interested in.
Hero missions are the content that people are playing as they are leveling up their heroes, and so for a system like this to really sing, you
Ash.
need a
Ooh.
lot of missions.
That
You don't
shotgun
want
sound.
players to feel like they're just
Sounds
on this
beefier
ride
than
to
Reapers
the top.
now. You hear Reapers? Oh my god, that AoE earth shatter.
That looked really nice.
The heroes are constantly bringing their personality and some light story to these hero missions as well.
The goal is to make as many as possible, hundreds of hero missions. We've explored a lot of different ways of getting to that much content. So have like different sets of enemy units that people will be fighting against, and there's different hero mission types. At the same time,
Pirate
hero
Bash
missions can
Beast
take
skin.
place in all of the multiplayer maps that we've done, and we're also adding new spaces onto some of these maps.
Wait, what map is that?
It's a huge challenge for the art team. We take maps that a lot of people love and recognize, and we have to add a lot more art and level design to it.
In this one hero mission playtest, we came up to an area in Kings Row that usually has a gate on it. Suddenly that gate opened, and I saw a new area of Kings Row that I had never seen.
Oh, that's
before.
cool.
You may be playing Halo game type. and the payload may decide to take this new route instead of going the usual route.
That was really, really cool. It was like this eye-opening special moment.
Lan,
Ooh.
our lead tech artist on the environment side, very early
Sandstorm
free
on
time,
Anubis?
made a prototype of a sandstorm on the Temple of Anubis map.
Those
At the time, we
trees.
didn't know what we wanted to do with that, but it looked awesome.
We looked at it and went, oh my god, we absolutely have to do this.
So we put some new technology in place that allows us to do this.
Yo.
You start the mission off, clear day. Midway through the mission, suddenly this
Ooh.
sandstorm with heavy weather would show up.
It made the world just feel so much more alive.
There's a sunset, daytime, nighttime, but depending on where you are in the world, these look different. California or Hollywood would have what we call a California sun. In New Bonny, there's a great African sun that happens there. You sort of get a sense of space and mood. This is what really brings the
Yo,
levels
this
to
game
life.
is freaking
For me, the dynamic
Mexi
world's
looking.
exciting. Just seeing these dramatic landscapes, the wind and the atmosphere blowing by. It's a much more cinematic experience for the player.
Before you start a mission, you look at a map. It's nighttime.
Did you notice the sunburst?
Or there's a sandstorm in Necropolis. Players can make some comp choices based on knowing this information. Characters like Hanzo or Widowmaker start to be a little more valuable because they have abilities that allow them to see through
Recon.
more clearly.
Are we gonna talk about
No.
the types of objectives?
Is she gonna open her mouth a little bit more?
Yeah, let's talk about the objectives.
Oh my god.
Players are being asked to do different things from one hero mission to the next so that they all feel really
Oh, the
fresh
Genji
to the
shuriken.
player.
For example, we have Gather and Return, where you're trying to go and grab these different canisters to kind of safeguard them so they don't go off and affect the population in a negative way. It creates this really cool tension in the world where, on the one hand, you're trying to split up and go grab all these canisters to be as efficient as possible, but at the same time, now you're having these sort of special enemy units spawn that are really difficult, and if you kind of get caught by yourself, it turns into a pretty bad situation.
So what is that? It looked like the arm of a robot.
Way to interact with the Overwatch universe.
That's cool.
We're experimenting with all sorts of ideas, and just internally we have names like Wall of Death, Scavenger Hunt, and Kill Quest, and all these new mechanics and enemies for people to experience. Players will be able to jump in night after night, play different hero missions, and then work through the progression system, leveling up their heroes.
Like, sorry, Troy, I would play with you, but you're not max level in Overwatch on any of your mains.
Talk about progression, and we showed
I'm a level 200 Winston.
version of our talent system. Which
Wait, I wanted to read that.
One talent where like Meg
come on.
Snowball, which was a big hit. We've really
I'll just let it go. You want me to let it go?
I'm real excited
Just
about
let it go,
this.
let
You
it
can
go.
play the same hero in so many different ways. Now with the skill tree, you can have fun every night doing different things and kind of experimenting.
Yeah, the talent system is like really
Oh my god.
Wow, that is a lot of customization.
Every hero has different trees. You might open up 76's tree, and as you're
Full support.
Really take the gloves off. Do crazy things like Junkrat and dual wield
She
launcher.
okay.
Mercy be able
Dual
to
wield grenade
defend
launcher,
against those
Junkrat.
ones at super long range through walls. It's been a ton of fun, kind of like mad scientist.
Oh
making
my
all stuff.
god.
You're all used to using these kind of kinetic weapons like Soldier 76's rifle or fire attack like what Reinhardt's Flame Strike does. As soon as you start to mutate these same talents, all of a sudden maybe you're doing freeze damage or electrical damage.
What?
It gives the animators a bunch of crazy opportunities. You know, the animators to show them freezing and shattering. And if you shock someone with a lightning attack, they can shake and freeze and stuff, maybe chain
Oh, I want to level up a Winston so bad.
feel like you're controlling the battlefield.
Look at the lightning jumped from one to another on its own.
As a huge RPG nerd myself, the first time I opened up the talent tree systems, it was like, oh my gosh, this is speaking my love language.
Yeah,
I just wanted to plan,
me too.
see, like,
I like her now.
best, and how am I going to play this character?
Yes, it's so great. You start at the bottom of the tree. Like,
Yes,
oh my,
exactly.
like Tracer gets to do what? And then you
For
start
real.
working and kind of planning.
Oh, I didn't even think about how you could break that. What is Widowmaker gonna get? First thing I want to do is just read all the talents to see what I think is most busted before I level.
At Blizzcon 2019, and we talk about some of the criticisms that we had. One of them, as a development team, that we felt was that the combat was just not engaging enough. So the fact that our combat wasn't highly engaging to us as players meant that we
Down.
had a problem with the enemy
Right.
units and that they just weren't feeling interesting enough.
Just because we show something to the public, it doesn't mean that that is what it's going to be. If we make discoveries where things aren't working how we want, they're not reading how we want, they're not fun enough, we're totally down to reinvestigate, reiterate, and just really find ways to level kind of all aspects of things until they feel good.
I would say a major focus of all of 2020 was to make the null sector enemy units more engaging. And some of this was adding new units and evolving other units that we had.
Interesting combat for us is varied combat for us.
Yeah.
So sometimes we're going to ask you to protect something in Overwatch 2. Sometimes we're just going to ask you to get someplace. Sometimes we might ask you to escort something across a map while it's being attacked. And so it's a different type of spawning, and it's a different type of units that are in there, and it's a simpler objective.
There's a lot of units Aaron is talking about. Lots of different units, lots of different types. They serve different purposes. You do different things to them. It's really going to help a lot of us find the fun and make sure that Overwatch 2 is a blast.
One of the sets of enemies...
I'm going to quickly, see how over here there's a schedule? I want to click over here and see if there's anything on the schedule.
Don't even attack players. The simplest version would be something like the Breacher.
It's two legs with this huge bomb on his back.
I just want to see this Breacher though.
Slowly and methodically march towards its objective, and then it transforms, and the bomb opens up like a flower. It starts spinning and charging up, and you hear this awesome sound, and you know you have a little bit of time before it's going to explode, and you have to take it out.
That's cool.
We have units like
oh my god.
that we've seen before. They're little, we call them the chickens. They're little chickens nest. They run really fast. You know, we have right now who flies and drops these bombs that create these kind of ever-expanding smoke fields that you have to escape from because they're super deadly. So you really get to use your mobility options to kind of escape that.
There's things like polar. You could be
Whoa.
moving through these darker alleys, and as soon as you hear that
Yo.
polar spawn, it suddenly becomes like really spooky and kind of scary.
This very tall, elegant-looking character that's blindfolded, 3 orbs that circle around her as her eyes, and we basically spun those orbs around her head as a big tell, launched them at the player, and then it activates this tractor beam, and it's bringing you in, and then you get this awesome like anticipation of the hair opening up so you know what's about to happen.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Just recently been experimenting with this idea of elite units. We didn't want the elite units to feel like they're just, oh, this guy's got double health and double damage. We want to make sure the elite units feel like they have different behaviors and have different attacks. So, for example, an Omnic Grunt, normally he fires his gun, he dies pretty simply. If you fight elite grunts, his weapon fires in the first fire pattern, it's very deadly if you're close, and if you manage to take them out, they don't just die right away, they instead can crawl on the ground towards you and
Yeah, that's what I thought it was.
Because, if they get to you, they can explode.
Artillery at Blizzcon. We're all just staring at this, and we're like, what are we going to do to level this up?
One of the things we really felt wasn't coming through was the damage states. We intend for players to shoot these guns off, but currently it's not reading as something that can happen in the game easily.
We change the design, we change the animation, and we go back and forth and just continually iterate.
We decided, hey, you know what? We're going to just delete half of these damage states, so now it's super readable.
From an animation standpoint, we decided on spinning barrel version. It just did this really nice kickback. The tip of the barrel opens up when it's about to fire and shifts into place and boom!
It's really amazing to be fighting an artillery unit and you can see the guns on the side, and as you're shooting the guns, they're actually visibly taking damage, and then you can blow them off and it reacts and kind of stumbles to the side and really makes you feel like you're there. It's super fun.
I like that.
A lot of the stuff we've showed so far, you're fighting all sector. These are evil killing machines intent on marching you down. The way you're going to stop them is by shooting them.
That was
and we want to make
OP.
sure that feels responsive and visceral. Really making sure that when they take a hit, it feels like their whole body has been punched, almost like hit by a truck. That's what really sells this fantasy that you're playing these superheroes. One of the cool pieces of technology that we created was what we call chain hit reactions. Oftentimes you'll find those bunched up marching maybe a half a dozen units abreast. You expect if you shoot one, they're going to knock into their buddies. So we made that happen.
That's awesome.
Oh my god.
can't leave. I'm
So
sorry.
we showed last year at Blizzcon was the new looks for our heroes. The theory kind of going in was like you want to preserve the essence of your hero, but also kind of show that that heroes evolved and kind of changed and moved forward. So we have a
Genji,
lot more
you know,
heroes.
wears a
So
hoodie.
I'm excited to see how players and
Does
fans
he?
react to all of the ones that we've done
Yeah.
so far.
Maybe we'll show
And
I
he's
know.
some
I
like,
only
last
noticed
minute looks
May, and I
already
noticed
today, which would be cool.
obviously Reinhardt.
We're going to
Not
reveal
May. I'm sorry, Mercy.
McCree's new look for Overwatch 2 as well as Pharah, and we're really excited to show off some of our first villains with Reaper and Widowmaker. But first, I wanted to talk a little bit about technical wear, kind of like technical clothing. What that really is using very techy fabrics, as well as having very intricate but functional straps designed in a way that is very aesthetically pleasing. With McCree, we took a couple different approaches. He's got this classic cowboy look that is really hard to mess with because if you try to make him too sophisticated or too techy, it might not feel right for the character. But as a concept artist, you always want to change things around, try different shapes and silhouettes. So we did identify as Red Serape as the main thing for McCree. We also tried a couple different things with McCree's cowboy hat. We didn't really want to mess with that too much because that's a very iconic part of him. So that's another piece that we kept. We tried some retro cowboy looks that mixed in some tech here and there. Some that were a little bit more techy than others, some that were a little bit more classic cowboy.
ooh, that right one.
We gave him a little
No.
bit of a longer beard, and it really gives him a nice kind of like a more aged look. What's different about Pharah than some of our other heroes is Pharah's completely covered in armor. We didn't want to change her silhouette too much. It was more about experimenting on different colors.
Upgrading her armor,
So
maybe.
it felt really appropriate for her to be the one to harken back to those original Overwatch colors of white and blue. One of the things that we wanted to update on Pharah was her visor. Instead of being completely opaque and reflective, we tried a little bit more of a transparent approach, and being able to see through it a little bit now allows us to see some more of her emotions. Reaper was actually the ones I was very excited to work on because I could see a lot of potential in how we can integrate his cloak and his cowl and his armor and how we can make all those shapes really sing within that classic, Reaper silhouette. We tried a couple takes with the first pass, like completely silver arms, more layers to his jacket. Reaper's mask is obviously pretty sacred to us, but the thing you'll notice immediately is that it's now completely silver. Instead of the bone white, he's got this like almost like deadly edgy silver that just gives him that classic Reaper look.
Did you just say
With
edgy
Widowmaker,
silver?
we started with the
Yep.
idea stage, exploring a breadth of ideas.
Nope, don't like any of
Things
those.
like a more insectoid approach, treasure
I was
hunter.
about to say, is this
One of them
Jinx
made her feel
from
like a
League of Legends? What the
steampunk
hell?
villain.
Everything else is like
That
mild
towards
changes
one
in
of the
her.
cyberpunk-looking ones, almost like a futuristic.
Her legs
femme
is
fatale,
long
which
as
is basically
hell.
what Widowmaker is, but she even feels more upgraded. So I'm super glad that we went down this route. We played with different hairstyles too. Widowmaker has a really long ponytail that's really key part of her look, and really liked the hairstyle on one of the designs that was more braid, and it was really interesting look that also preserves Widowmaker's original silhouette with that long ponytail.
We've been working a lot with our Domino engine and making our cloth look better. Now that we have this cloth tech, we're going to be able to make some really cool, unique silhouettes that will help them stand out from other heroes. We put a lot of time and effort into
That looks
our
weird.
face rig, and what I mean by that
Yeah.
is we're
Oh,
going to
okay.
get really close to these characters, and it's going to feel really cool. It is
Whoa, that
absolutely
mouth
worth
movement.
the
Oh
time
my
and
god.
effort to invest in the technology, and that way we can make these
Just do another
characters
pie
do more
freaking
things that we
thing.
haven't really been able to do before.
It's been super
Oh,
exciting working on the new looks for Overwatch 2.
I'm mad. I know what
Yeah,
you mean.
So inspiring.
yeah, I was about to say, I know what you
Ideas
mean.
that we've
Well,
never
you know
tried
what I
before,
mean.
and I just can't wait to show off more in the future.
It's like all the hero design is like, whatever.
Overwatch 2 is probably the largest opportunity we've had since the inception of the franchise to really expand what Overwatch even means to our players. In Zero Hour, we saw that some of the heroes got back together, but we're
Genji,
also
what?
seeing that there seems to be a second huge Omnic uprising. We're going to learn who's behind that uprising, why
Oh,
that's
but what I was saying
happening,
was,
how
if you have May on your
spread
team,
is it.
Mm-hmm.
The story
and
of
someone's
franchise
playing
development
Genji, you
grew.
get
They were
Overwatch
really the
2
torchbearers of what
dialogue.
the big story is that we were going to tell
In
for this
current
game.
Overwatch?
We have a lot of
And hot.
interaction with them.
Oh.
Working on in-game cinematic
Every time I hear,
intros
I'm like,
and
ah,
outros
Blizzard.
for every one of our story missions.
It's been really great to see
Ooh.
this collaboration grow and develop, and the story is just a little more integrated into our our missions than it ever really has been before.
I still don't know
All
anything
the
about her.
available heroes get dialogue.
Yeah,
from
neither
the
do I.
mission.
Railgun
We
girl.
have NPCs. We have multiple hero choices.
I love how Lucio's backpack looks like a frog.
That are driving players to interact with each other or parts of the environment or other characters.
The world of Overwatch is this bright, shiny future. So how do you take that bright, shiny future and create conflict in it? How dark can the world of Overwatch go?
The different challenges that these characters are going to have to overcome in Overwatch 2 are things that they haven't ever dealt with before or dealt with on this scale. So what we had to do was literally strip it down to this bare bones of where are these characters in their lives. Overwatch has been expanded, and now there's a situation where the world's in trouble again, and the world needs the heroes again, but they're not allowed to be doing what they were supposed to be doing.
We started to book these off-site locations so we could brainstorm
I'm gonna quickly check it out real quick. Legends and then where it all started. There's nothing over here. The voice of Deckard. Diablo deep dive. I don't care about battlegrounds. Alright, yeah, this is all we got.
On this process to go.
Ultimately, we come up with something that we think
Well, is there anything
right.
here? The day one wrap up at 7:30. I'll check that out. They usually kind of go over all the announcements.
It takes place over the whole world, basically. It just requires a constant iteration, constant refinement to make the story as best as we can make it.
From writing, we go to storyboards. Storyboards get crafted like you had.
Bro, I just thought about it. Imagine upgrading Torbjorn turrets.
They'll start to flesh out.
Oh god.
Once we kind of figure out our camera work and our cinematography, that'll then go to the animation department, and then we end up going right into the game engine.
One of our challenges was to figure out how to integrate this story and this narrative
What the hell
with
is that?
gameplay.
I don't know.
So if the intro cinematic ends with this huge battle, this huge war, when you get into the game, it has to mesh and feel the exact same way and blend together.
You really are also trying to get the music to be equally as consistent from in-game cinematics straight through to the mission. Adam Burgess, our lead composer, has been working with the IGC team, with the game team, developing themes for all the heroes, all of the locations.
As the cinematic director, whatever we're crafting should never override the gameplay. We want to make sure that the player's experience going through
Whoever she is, she's like a big part of the game.
seamless, and it feels like a completely immersive experience.
Railgun lady.
Engineers, we have
Yeah.
to find a way to actually make that come to fruition. The choreo tool is a tool that allows people to coordinate different events to happen at the same time. Like in Rio, if you played our demo, one of the buildings explodes. And so that kind of event needs to happen as you're running by, and you need to have it timed, because if it blows up too early, then you don't see it. It allows story moments in missions that interact with the environment, that interact with our characters.
The new tech, the new abilities that we have now are allowing us to push our storytelling farther than we could have previously.
What's also really powerful about choreo is that, if somebody has an idea, they can mock things up really quickly.
We got to show the Widowmaker making this awesome introduction. Casey was able to quickly put a really rough prototype in choreo. And Philip would come in and on the fly, he's making quick changes. They play test it. Something that would normally take weeks, it was done in like a matter of days.
Oh. Bro, that's me out of the game. It's
Story
terrible.
mission has its own custom map built for it, and these maps
Yo,
are
that map.
absolutely gigantic.
India is one of our biggest maps, and it's a fun map because it has a few story beats that we've taken from recent comics and characters in the game.
We've written a history for each city so that the cities feel lived in. And I think that informs the artists so that they know like what it is that the city has been through.
Gothenburg was our chance to show Torbjorn's workshop. We created a space that kind of fits his height, so there were step ladders and scalable tables. Designed the space as if we were a Torbjorn. Molten steel is pouring out of walls. It's pretty epic
That's
when
awesome.
you walk into it. Toronto is under siege by Null Sector. When the players arrive here, there's a dynamic snowstorm. So as you make your way through the level, the snow is slowly building up. Suddenly by the end, the characters are caught in this gigantic snowstorm and they must fight their way through.
In Overwatch 2, we want to give you choice to be able to play this character or that character. So we're designing a lot of systems around how their relationships develop over the course of the story missions.
She looks weird to me.
Because she's black with blue eyes and like light blue hair.
All on screen, all at the same time.
I think it's the
Fantastic to
type
actually
of
see them
hair.
all interacting and working together
Like,
in
I
ways
kind
that
of wish
we've
it was
never actually
longer.
seen. We've always thought about it and hoped for it, but
Yeah.
now it's actually happening.
Or like her
It actually requires us to have a
body
whole new
build.
I want to know
dialogue
when you got
system.
skins, are they in the cinematics?
and Mercy,
Or do you just revert to basic?
game, you might get different dialogue that's about their relationship.
Our voice actors bring the characters to life in ways that everybody has fallen in love with, from inside Blizzard to the fans. Just to hear this collection of actors all together, all interacting, has been a real treat.
I wish people could see how many people are involved when it comes to something like telling the story of Overwatch. It doesn't just come from a singular person. It comes from a group, and it's a really talented, fun group that all works together.
We've been building what we hope is one of the best stories ever. There's some key story moments that I'm really excited about. I really can't wait to see how people react to it.
I'm mad that I haven't seen her do anything but shoot.
We've been talking
Yeah, honestly, I haven't seen any of her abilities.
Universe. I know you all love it so much.
They said she was introduced last year, and I'm like, why didn't I hear about it?
And have a night of
Yeah,
Overwatch 2 and have it be
I'll
a
YouTube
really
it after
fun
this.
experience. And I think we need some more time so we can say it's perfectly polished in the way that we want it.
We've
Another
made
year.
such incredible strides since we first announced this and showed it to the community at Blizzcon in 2019.
The thing that I'm most excited about is that moment when we hand the game over to the players.
We want to create something that really moves people, really touches people.
That's why we do it. We create the game because we want it to become part of your life and for you to experience it.
For Overwatch 2, we're upping the bar.
It's kind of 5 games in one. It's a huge undertaking.
The new tech and the new aesthetics for the new looks bring it closer to the characters that you love, and we're just getting started.
The fidelity of the gameplay experience is much richer.
We are making
Oh,
cinema
that Lucio gun
push
though.
the boundary of what we can do to tell stories.
We want this dynamic world. We want things to feel alive.
I'm really looking forward to being able to expand the world
I don't know.
of Overwatch
It's like,
for our
I kind of
players.
don't like how the HUD
We're
looks.
really trying to tell this epic story.
Yeah.
It's like
I feel like it looks like they reverted the health bar almost
Just an incredibly professional team of designers
from
and
like
artists and
to a lower tech looking thing.
About bringing this world to you guys.
Yeah.
Cool
I mean, it
characters.
is
Just
like,
a blast working on it.
Our goal is for
I just hope it
Overwatch
doesn't
2
stay like
to
that
be
because
the
it doesn't look right to me.
successor to the first game, to be the next evolution. and
Like,
to be
look at the
a true
ultimate.
I think
Like,
the
it just don't
concept
look
is
right.
this. I think the concept is don't want a HUD that's like distracting from like the crazy cool world.
Well, that wasn't. They said they wanted to make it more simplistic, so you can better understand it. That's the reason why they said they.
It was already really simple.
Yeah, it was like a clean. Who? Whose face? JJ. How do I get these 3 gold loot boxes?
Oh, you pay for what you're already watching for free.
Dolby is a proud partner of BlizzCon Live. Watch Shop versus
Oh.
the World in Dolby Vision and Dolby Atmos.
Up next is the voices of Overwatch.
Coca-Cola, the official refreshment of BlizzCon Live.
Wait, go to the strategy panel. See if there's anything else.
There's a rush going down right now. MVP and ST.
There's a rush going down right now.
They're all Korean, by the way. I looked at it at the start. I was like, oh, this is gonna be something about HOTS, and it was like all Koreans playing StarCraft. I was like, oh, okay.
Barely does manage to do so.
Oh my god. So the thing that gets me is that Deathwing dragon in the background.
So it's great to work with
Where?
this time as Deckard Cain, your Heroic guy
Oh, when I click on stuff?
You see it? The
I
Deathwing
mean,
Dragon?
Warcraft, Diablo, Overwatch, StarCraft.
Yeah,
That's it.
but like, you telling me that Deathwing skin is in Warcraft?
That's default
That's
Deathwing.
that's not default Deathwing. That's the Dark Nexus Deathwing.
No.
That's it is. Look at the wings. You can see the thing. The little pixels.
There's not, it's like, this is veiny fire. That's not pixels.
Veiny fire.
Well, look at
Alright.
smiling Illidan with his Hearthstone cards.
You wanna play some cards?
You're not prepared for Hearthstone.
Oh god. You are not prepared. Oh god, Illusion
Okay. Well,
hell, you gotta go to work.
Blizzard Collection. Blizzard Arcade is like a slap in the face to all things. Well, honestly, I want to log into HOTS and see what General Chat is saying.
Why would you want to do that?
I just want to know how many times, like, I'm gonna drink every time they say dead game.
I'm actually getting on odds right now.
Same. Let's play.
Let's play. I'm just going there to look at the chat.
Great voices for your favorite games and bringing them to life in the studio. And today, I'm losing my mind with
Spencer.
joy because I'm in shock that we get to do yet another voice.
Diablo 2 and The Lost Vikings got more updates than Heroes of the Storm.
I know it's crazy times, I know it's uncertain and scary and hard, but just know that we at Blizzard and all of our
Informing you.
actors and people that we work with think of you and love you every day, and I know that you know that I mean that.
Nah,
So
stop
here we are
Christian.
now,
There's
the
nothing else
voices of
that I care
Overwatch.
about.
And
No
on top
HOTS
of that, I want to
panels.
tell you
Like, come
something
on.
else because I feel like I have to talk about this. Look what they, can you see? I hope the camera
Not
can see
even
what
like
they've done.
a
The
small
books, the
snip.
plants,
Yeah, I
those
guess
are the
I'm
exact
good.
chairs I wanted, the exact
And then
rug.
To the
even
one,
Carbot.
to the one person who watched my Twitch, thank you, Faye.
So much,
And
really impressed in this voice actor panel
you
so
heard it
much
here
that they do
first,
this. So I just want to give mad
people.
gratitude and love
So
to the BlizzCon events team.